Hi, I'm Michela Guzy, and this is an exclusive interview with the Venice Venice for Insider Travel Report. Where are we?
We are at the Venice Venice Hotel, as you said, a few steps from Rialto Bridge, right in the heart of Venice. And we are seeing it right now from the windows. Particularly, we are in room 35. This is our best suite just because it's the biggest one. Then I would not tell that it's the best because our rooms are also different that I still have to pick my favorite, actually.
Well, this is not a room. This is like a palatial suite. But my favorite part of it is the views in every single direction.
The view is spectacular. You basically see 180 degrees on the water. You can see Rialto from the window, and actually from this window, Canaletto painted that view of Rialto. So even historically, this view has been known and reported. Room 35 is a suite that we dedicated to the work of Yannis Kounellis. That is the one that is behind us. So you can decide to turn either to look at Rialto, either to this magnificent work of art from Yannis Kounellis that is actually one of the best he ever made, because contemporary art is a focus in this hotel, is a very important part. There's nothing more far from us than an art hotel or art boutique hotel, because it's not what we created. But basically, we try to curate all the room as artistic projects, and we did it also in here.
Now, but talk a little bit about what is Venice Venice, because right now it's one hotel with expansion plans.
It is, right. Venice Venice Hotel is, yes, an hotel, but because you can define it as hotel, but it's more a lifestyle project. It's a platform in which you have a contemporary art collection, in which you have a design collection, an arts and crafts collection, a fashion collection, restaurants, rooms, events. It's extremely dynamic, and you can find your perfect fit in it.
Yeah, it does feel a little bit more like it's embedded in the community. And if I think about, I met the founders of the hotel at the Good Vibes event in Murano. And I was just, I don't know, like you guys just had this vibe, and I was like, I'm gonna go talk to them. And then I found out you run this great new hotel, and then I came over and I was like, okay, these are my tribe, these are my people, I totally love it here.
and I love that you're saying that, because actually we are a team that is not that huge, and we are of course fully committed to the project. The thing is that most of us are not coming from the hotellerie world. So we build the project, especially the owners. They build the project as the experience they would like to have when they're guests. So the point of view is one of a kind, because normally it's not like that is developed a project with this dimension and with this importance. So I think that that's the vibe that the guests perceive, and we are exactly like that when we are here, when we are out. It's a different vibe, maybe, that is more about radical and very organic networks.
It has a little, I'm trying to think, it kind of reminds me of like an Italian Soho house, because it's got this kind of community vibe. Like I've seen people I know that live in Venice. They come here for like breakfast meetings and to come here for happy hour cocktails, and you have that amazing balcony like right on the canal. And like I love having breakfast there, and after dinner last night we came and had drinks and saw people having dinner, and I was like, I know people in Venice, like how great and cool is that?
That was our goal. You cannot build it. It just happens if you're good enough to offer what is true. I learned from even other work experience that I had that you attract what you suggest. So suggesting a vision that is, yes, Venetian, absolutely traditional, but with a very contemporary and maybe disruptive image and aesthetic. You attract people that have your own same taste, and they share the vision, or they're curious about it, and then they do question. Of course, it's a dialogue in this way. People that are coming here is not that they are part of the process. They're not just having a passive experience of a place.
They're participating.
See, they're participating and they're building it with us. You can have the best place on earth, very well curated. Everything can be made of the best material, as we did, for example, here. You can design all the little detail, being almost obsessive. But if you have the perfect chateau, but it's empty or with the wrong crowd, then you're not that happy. In here, it happens naturally that we are attracting friends. And that's the best.
Your global community, if you
our global community. One day it will be a global community, most likely.
I even overheard things on the patio at breakfast this morning. So is there anything announced in terms of another project? Not official.
It's not announced the next project. Of course, in the big picture, and the name is already telling you that Venice Venice might be that one day would be Venice Tokyo, might be that it's Venice New York or Paris. So the goal is to open in other cities. But Venice, of course, will always be the first name,
the flagship.
And the flagship, the mother. The mother. You saw the mother welcoming you downstairs at the water entrance.
Now, and talk a little bit about, the people behind the hotel, because they didn't come from the hotel world. And for a travel industry audience, that's very interesting.
Yes. So the owners and the founders of this hotel are friends, a group of 5 friends. And 2 of them are the founder of Golden Goose, a fashion brand.
My favorite sneakers.
I also use them even before working here. So they come from the fashion world. And the other ones are all people that were very close to them even at the beginning. So everyone is taking care of the field they know more about. And it's like a family, and it works like a family, and this hotel has this family vibe. It's like going to the house of a friend that you know that well, but it happens every day to everyone.
A palazzo of a friend.
A palazzo, not a house, a palazzo, 2 palazzos of a friend. It's an idea of hospitality that is very different from what I saw. I always been passionate about hotels, about discovering new places in which I could experience the place through the place I was in and sleeping in. Because of course in a hotel, you have a time of at least 24 hours, if not 12, if you just sleep in there. But in that time, you have to relax. And normally, it's an activity you do in your own place. So you get into an intimate relation with a space. And you're also more willing to welcome informations. As for the arts that is surrounding you in your room, as for the beautiful clothing you can see down in here, or our design collection, is just the time and the way you can look about items, but it is not items, about everything that is around you. It's a composition of very different elements, but it's the best way how to experience a place.
Now, how many rooms do you have between the 2 buildings?
We have 43 rooms.
And how many of them are suites?
Well, it was very hard since the beginning to put our rooms in categories, standard categories, because even by dimension, we follow the original structure of the building, not to break and to cancel what was the history of the place, because it's so important, the building we are in, for example. So by dimension, I would say that they are 2, but actually they're 6. Or actually, they're 20. It depends.
I mean, I would even call my room a suite.
Exactly. For example, and it's not listed as a suite, but for example, the room you are is one of my favorite ones because of its position in the building, because of the material we use, and because of the art that is in.
The art is awesome, but the 3 I mean, I have views in 3 directions.
And the corner in which you have 2 windows, so you feel like you're outside, outdoors, and you can see that part of the canal that normally you don't see unless you have a triangle of windows. That is not that common in the city.
No,
at all.
and so it's great because in the morning I see the busyness of the waterways waking up, and then at night I have a beautiful view of sunset over Venice, which is absolutely incredible. The bed is super comfortable and, you know, all the accoutrement. But I also love that there's 2 separate closet areas. The bathroom has a double vanity. I mean, the bathroom is maybe one of the sexiest bathrooms I've ever seen before. The double-headed shower and steam room, I was just like, yes. And you guys even make your own product.
Sure.
So talk a little bit about that.
Nothing. We never thought of buying things from catalogs, as we do prefer to have a total experience in which we contribute with all single steps. So we created a cosmetic collection in which we created, of course, the fragrance.
And none of it's in plastic.
No, we use metal cans as Coca-Cola cans, as you can see it, and actually you can close it and bring it home, so there is less waste. Of course, you cannot kill the waste, but you can make it way better through those initiatives. So the fragrance is something that I'm particularly in love with, because it was studied by a nose, an Italian one, Oscar Quagliarini, and he's a mixologist, one of the best in Europe. So he doesn't work with a pyramid like most of the noses in Europe. So it's a molecular fragrance in which all the fragrance that are composing it are symbolically part of the project. So, long story short, patchouli, because patchouli was the fragrance of the people from the revolution in the 69, and this is a post-Venetian revolution, right? Then you have ink, because of the street art and the streetwear, and because of the art that we are permeating in every centimeter of this place. And then you have the rose, because the rose is our symbol. So even the composition has a meaning. It's not just because we like it and it was nice.
You know, you guys carefully curated everything that is in this hotel. Now, speaking of, the tapestry, your robe, and even this lovely blanket with your logo on it are all the same pattern.
Exactly.
What's the significance of this pattern?
So there's in Cadamosto, that is actually the eldest stone-built palace in Venice. We have this special room that is just at the end of the noble floor. That room was the house of the party back in the years, and we left with the same use. We wanted to do something new, something different, but not just for the sake of doing something different.
Right.
So we decided to synthesize all the elements that are characterizing us. In that room, we tried to combine the natural light that is coming from the window, like in this room, with the original ceiling from the 700s, with a fantastic tapestry that was designed by Francesco Simetti and realized by a collection Giovanni Bonotto. It tells the story of Venice. But unlike the other tapestry that are just displayed on the walls, in here you enter a pattern. So all the walls are covered with this arazzo, a tapestry that it was very used, but back in the centuries, not lately for sure. And we, since the natural light is so important in that room, we decided to use even metallic threads in order to make it shine and being that vivid that you can read it in different hours of the day and in different seasons, and it's always different.
That's so cool.
At the center, we have this disruptive element per excellence, that is this bar console with the LED walls. So that comes from the future. They're playing record, there's the DJ, they're serving the drinks, and then you have those LED walls that are really projecting you 100 years ahead. Then you have this arazzo that is it's fabric, right? It's a thread. So you can feel in the nest of the future with all those flowers, the lions, San Marco Square, and then the ceiling, and then the view you have. In there, you have a truly post-Venetian experience just by standing.
You have a bunch of lovely contrasts that somehow all go together.
And they're a balance.
Yeah, it works somehow. Like it shouldn't work, but it does. You know.
Exactly.
You've got strange curiosities like Yeti coolers, which explain how the Yeti coolers made their way to this Venetian palace.
So we, in the rooms, normally you have a rack in which you put your luggage, but the ones that are in the market are not the best ones because they might fall and your luggage, I mean,
they're not
it's
usually
always,
nice looking.
No, not at all. Not at all. And also you have to open them, to fold them back. It's not the best option, never, never, never. So we decided that by putting Yeti coolers in the rooms, first you could think about why there's a Yeti cooler in my room, and it's already a part of the process in which you have questions and you start trying to have a comprehension of the space. So you're already in the process. Also because they're very resistant, so you can really
bang your luggage on it.
And nothing will happen. It won't fall, nothing will happen. And then because in the little boats in Venice that everyone is driving around the canal, we would like to set the trend to have the Yeti cooler in your boat, and then you can have the best experience of Venice any time of the day and in any season.
I love that. Now, talk a little bit about like the arrival to the hotel. You can arrive in front on the water, or you can come in on the street, but there's no like taxis taking you around places in Venice.
No, you can have a private boat taking you to the water entrance, and you have this fantastic water entrance where those sculptures by Fabio Viale, in which you're welcomed by the hug of the mother, is a copy with La Pietà di Michelangelo. So you have this neoclassic with homage to Carlo Scarpa. You're even in there is a pretty iconic room, and from water you get also with water inside the hotel because there's water.
So beautiful.
Then you can also have a private water access if you have the room on the ground floor in Cadolfin. So you have a private access to the floor. And then you can also have a private access to your room directly by boat in one of our rooms.
Really?
Yes. Yes.
I assume very notable people like to take those rooms.
Notable, or just, you can leave Venice without even going out of the room. Like it's your own place. You arrive directly by boat in your room. You don't even have to look or to see no one. It's just like you're pied-à-terre or pied-dans-l'eau.
Right. Because you're actually at sea level.
You're at sea level, yeah.
And then you're right across from a pretty major, like, public taxi way as well, if you wanted to go out sightseeing or whatnot.
And also, as in all nice hotels in Venice, you have a taxi in a blink, taking you wherever
They're
you like.
expensive, but yes, you should walk around Venice.
I know. Walking is best. You're fit. It depends on where you have to go. I always do prefer walking. Depends if you're wearing heels or not.
Well, in your gift shops, one can get Golden Goose, of course, but then you also have other flat shoe options for people.
We take good care of our clients, so you can have flats that are very elegant and refined, and you can use them, of course, also for your soiree in the city. Yes.
Now, talk about the F&B outlets. How many food and beverage outlets do you have?
We have so in the mornings, we have the breakfast served. And I think that having breakfast in our terrace is one of the experiences you should do if you're in Venice.
Best start of your day.
It is totally. Even for me, sometimes it's like, yes, it's the best moment. You can start seeing all those boats coming back and forth, the gondolas, and you're actually floating on water without nothing that is keeping you separated from it. So you're floating, and it's the best. Then from 11 on, we have our Venice Mart. It's a daily format that goes from 11 in the morning to 6 in the afternoon. That is very popular is pop. So you have a very easy menu. You can have cicchetti, so you can taste all the very truly Venetian dishes that are magistrally made, and you can share them. And also, it's not that expensive. I mean,
It's very reasonable.
yes, it's reasonable. Everyone can come here for lunch. And actually, having lunch in a 5-star hotel restaurant on a beautiful terrace in the Grand Canal with it's something special. And I think it was very democratic as a choice. And I love it.
Yeah, no, it has a nice mix and good vibe. And I have to say, like, even coming in last night after dinner, we went to a local spot nearby, but came back and there were hotel guests from all around the world sitting outside having an aperitif. And then also local people started coming in.
Sí.
And it would like, we closed down the place. So it was just a very
lot of
fun
locals.
vibe all time of
Locals,
day.
artists, writers, filmmakers, young people, not that young people. During the day, the crowd is phenomenal. In the evening, the restaurant changed not setting, but set. And
Yeah, gone are the laptops and the coffees,
Exactly.
and now
candlelights, beautiful flowers, and the name changes. It's called Frenchies, and there you can have the best fine dining. Actually, it's magical because then you have those candlelights and the reflection of the light in the canal. The light is the same, the warmth of the light, so you feel belonging to the heart of Venice.
and then you have a spa.
We have a spa that is a work of art, an immersive.
I can't wait. I'm going
Installation.
tomorrow morning.
It's an immersive installation. It's a dry spa. You will see it's an installation of contemporary art by this Romanian artist that is called Victoria Zidaru, and is about the mind and body wellness. So you will see as you enter, you feel like you're either down the roots of a tree, either in the womb of a mother, and you feel so sheltered that your mind is absolutely
Relaxed,
free and
protected,
relaxed.
like
And I think that silence and relax is the ultimate luxury. You cannot. I mean, a spa experience that is disconnecting you from the world is truly the ultimate luxury spa experience, from my point of view at least.
Now, talk a little bit about sustainability in Venice and why it's so important.
Sustainability in Venice is important because Venice is an island, right? And it's very small. And we have
A lot of tourists.
people coming to see it. That is beautiful. Best if you know where you are and conscious what you're seeing. Of course, hotels have a huge impact on the city. Again, if you attract what you suggest, if you attract the right tourist, is also is a nice win for the city, because attracting people that are keen to see exhibitions, buy what is nice to buy, supporting also the local creatives and craftsmen and artisans and artists, is sustainable for the city. So attracting the right crowd in Venice is already a
big win.
A big one. Then of course we try to kill as much plastic as we can in our amenities, for example, but also we have we took many different decisions regarding all the teams that are working in here in order to be as sustainable as possible. Then, of course, Venice is not allowing you to use green energy because there are no solar panels or other kind of green energy sources available. But we try to reduce as much as we can the waste.
I mean, it's definitely a delicate ecosystem, a delicate and very old ecosystem that you're trying to contend with.
It is.
Other amenities in the hotel, you have a gym, which is not
Yes.
always so common in a place like Venice.
Exactly. Also a nice gym. because normally you don't find a very up-to-date gym. While ours, I would say that it has very nice standards. It's not huge, but just because normally people in Venice are not, that they go to the gym because they don't know what to do. You're out most of the day.
You're out and getting
You're
your
out.
steps in.
But then if you need the gym, we have it, and machines are the best ones you can have.
And you have full-fledged concierge. I have to say, like, without me even asking, they sent me a text and just said, we're here, what do you need? And they've helped me with directions, reservations, taxis.
They facilitate a lot all the experience of the guests, also because Venice is a quite complex context in which to travel. And the best is to have people that are always willing to give you the right tips. And they give full assistance.
So with your role at the hotel, it's actually quite unique. What's your title at the hotel?
So in my business card is written that I'm the arts and craft expert.
Okay, yeah, most hotels don't have that. So
I
talk
don't think
about
so.
like what's your role at the hotel?
Actually, I define myself the most lucky person because I take care of all the elements that I'm extremely passionate with. So all the works of art that are in the hotel, the design and the arts and craft collection. The quality of the works I'm working with every day. So the quality of the artworks and of our collection and of the artists that are involved is so high that I've never been that satisfied with my daily routine.
But are you also in charge of the curation of your really epic gift shop? Because it's a pretty unique arrival. If you arrive from the water, it's one experience, but if you're coming in from the street, you walk into like an immersive gift shop.
See. So
How'd that come to be?
in order to give it even a better experience, Venice normally has either one brand, super known, and you can almost find those items everywhere in the world.
Right.
Either tricky, not that beautiful other shops. Of course, there are also shops that you like, but you have really to search for them. So in order to facilitate, again, the experience of our guests, we opened 3 shops inside the hotel at the ground floor. So you have one that is extremely pop, very fresh, with a fantastic selection of brands. That is easier and absolutely, you can find souvenirs, little things, or the Yeti coolers, for example, the Golden Goose shoes, but also our t-shirts. They are pretty iconic right now already. Then inside the hotel, you can find our arts and crafts shop with all our collaboration with design brands, and with Karl Hansen, for example, our design collection with all the glass collection that is lovely, is not enough, as I work with those collections and I want to buy them for myself.
I would say, like, I wouldn't consider myself like a Murano glass. Like, I can appreciate the art and the history and the connection to this place, but I wouldn't say it's like my cup of tea or something, should I ever get a home, that I would have in my home. But you have such modern touches and pieces, and like even the very modern chandelier in my bathroom with the glass. I was like, oh, okay. It doesn't have to be the old school opulent chandelier. This is like
Not
the
at all.
modern take on
Yeah.
this.
So everything you see as furniture in the hotel has been designed specifically for the hotel and produced locally. So that's another chapter on sustainability, of course, because producing everything locally from the best craftsmen is also sustaining the local community of people that has this know-how.
Yeah, you're
since
creating jobs
generations.
and also preserving
also
a traditional
quality.
craft. Yeah.
That is well needed right now in the world, in Italy, in Venice, in here. So everything you see in the room is for sale. You can buy the best structure, you can buy the side table or the lamps. And downstairs you can find all the items. And it's fantastic how Alessandro managed to design an object that will need the same process of the old ones. So the tradition is in the process right exactly and perfectly as it is for a classic one, but the aesthetics is absolutely contemporary. So you have a contemporary piece of glass, being a vase, a lamp, a chair, but the process is exactly as it was 500 years ago, 300 years ago.
No, it shows. And it's beautiful. And all the hotels I've ever stayed at in Venice have been beautiful.
They are.
And just so magical. But definitely like, I'm like, oh, I'm in a big, beautiful, luxury, old world hotel. And then when I got here, I was like, oh.
You felt the sparkle.
Yeah, I was like, my people are here. It's fun. It's dynamic. Like, it's a cool place I could come work. And I did. If you have to work while you're in Venice, it's pretty epic to sit on the canal with a coffee and do all my social media posting. But then at night, again, to sit out under the stars and have cocktails and meet people from around the world. And people are very friendly. They're talking to each other and interacting.
Because they're already selected just by searching the place. We are not advertising the hotel nowhere. Therefore, people that are getting here are the ones that normally search for the best spot to be. So it's already a selection, and the target is the same. So you're finding sitting next to you another person to search for a new place to try. So they're curious like you, they like quality, they like nice things, they like comfort. It's already a match.
Funny you say like the curiosity bit. We were walking from dinner last night, and I looked at my friend and I was like, let's go down this dark alley. And he was like, really? Like, you could go in every direction where there's people and there's lights and there's music, and you chose the dark alley. And I was like, yeah.
Let's do it.
Let's go.
That is the best. To experience Venice, actually the best is to get lost and then you find yourself again, because you cannot get lost as it's an island.
Right. Yeah, you'll fall. Yeah, you'll fall off.
But you can see things that normally you don't see if you visit the city.
Right. Well, then you find the local people having the drink
Exactly.
at the little
and it's the best.
bar, and you're like, oh, this is so cute.
It's
And
about
it
the
is
vibe
so
of the
cute.
city.
Totally.
Every corner is something magical, as the Venice is unique as a structure. You don't need to see that thing or that thing. Just going around is already the best experience.
And this suite, I know that you also like fashion houses for various events that take place in Venice throughout the year, and magazines have all done like shoots and events and parties here. It's pretty special. I would call it sexy. If you're gonna call a suite sexy, this would be a really sexy suite in a sexy hotel. So.
I do agree. I do agree. Yes.
She might be partial. Well,
grazie,
grazie, as we say. And
Prego.
I am Michela Guzy for Insider Travel Report from the Venice Venice, and watch this space for their development news as Venice Destination X comes in next.